Hello folks, welcome to Dr. Fazil Show of August 2023 episode. So today the topic of discussion is the obesity or weight gain epidemic in the US. As a US nation, we are the highest in obesity rate in the world at this time. Unfortunately, but that's a fact. 40% of our nation is, and by definition, are all obese. And we are going to talk basics about the obesity. When we say obese, we are talking about something known as body mass index. So if the body mass index is 30 or more, we call it obesity. So normal BMI or body mass index is 25. The body mass index is actually a ratio between your height and weight. So most people ask, what should be my ideal body weight? That is based on your height. The weight is based on your height, so everybody have a different ideal body weight. So as I said, if you have, you can search online, there are different formulas. Weightlossofyuma.com also have a formula on it. You can calculate your BMI. All the medical offices, when they take the height and weight, it automatically, most of the time, calculates body mass index. So BMI or body mass index is the key in discussion of weight loss, so we need to get familiar with that. So body mass index is 25 is perfect. Most people wouldn't have that 25, but again, by definition or for academic reason or for discussion's sake, we pick up 25. As we go above 20 to 30 and above, we fall in the range of obesity. And then above 40, it is morbid obesity. And in my medical practice, I have found that weight is root of most medical problems. You name it and you got it. For example, hypertension, high blood pressure, diabetes, joint pains, back pain, sleep apnea, gout, kidney problems, heart problems, cholesterol problems. You name it and you got it. And even some cancers, like ovarian cancers, they are directly linked with being obese. Colon cancer also as well. So we are basically killing to the death. So it is actually more important to lose weight than to keep popping the pills. And that's why my focus today for discussion is weight loss. So the medical weight loss is considered when you have BMI of 30 or more plus one medical condition which might be related to the underlying obesity. For example, hypertension, diabetes, type 2, or other condition which I just mentioned. So it's not only make you feel better, make you look good, but also make you feel healthier, and you can get rid of most of your medication most of the time. Some conditions you cannot. There have other risk factors. For smoking will cause asthma or COPD, bronchitis, emphysema. But most of the chronic medical conditions are linked to the obesity. And I'm always surprised that it's such a common condition. We are being immersed as a nation into this epidemic, but nobody's paying attention to it. It's probably the last discussion, we call it like a doorknob question, doorknob answer. That means when the patient is leaving or doctor is leaving and have their hand on the doorknob, the patient asks, how should I eat? How should I lose weight? And the doctor generally says, or provider generally says, eat less, exercise more, and they walk out. That does not help the patient in any means. It's like somebody's drowning in the water, and somebody's on the boat and somebody's in the water, and they're being drowning, or the patient or person is being drowned, and asks, "Can you help me?" And the person on the board just says, "Hey, just swim a little bit harder," and then start fishing again, right? That's not the right attitude. That's not the right way to treat this problem. This is a serious problem. Now I can go further deep into this issue, but in the root of this whole epidemic, there's something we call food mafia. The food mafia is involved, the hidden calories. Try to go to a fast food chain, try to go through drive-through or through inside the front desk and try to get some food, and you will always try to get a package deal, buy one, get one free. They always try to push more food inside your body. Why is that? It's like first dose on me, second dose on you kind of situation, right? Like a street thugs on the side, in the corner. Because once you get bigger, you're hooked to the food. So it's like food addiction. You're gonna need more and more food. So they're making a repeat customer, but at the cost of your health. So we all talk about big pharma, big tech, big other things, but nobody talk about food mafia, big food, you know. Actually, they are on the behind of all that problems. Because they have a lot of lobbying power. And unfortunately or fortunately, lobbying is all legit, you know. So they can change the laws, have the laws rewritten in their favorable fashion. So they become immune from a lot of things, and they keep making us bigger and bigger, you know. So, and there's also some other tricks. I mean, I can talk about this all day long, but I'm gonna make it simple and easy. So the idea is that I make my audience more educated about the food problems, the obesity problem, and then what they can do in their daily life to make it better. Or if you're educated, then you can know where the problem is. It's like fixing your credit score. You cannot, hit a computer or, beat on the computer and expect your credit score will get better, right? It doesn't happen that way. What we do, we analyze it. We analyze it and we see where the problem is, and then we fix it, right? We'll say, pay this credit card more and your credit score will go up and stuff like that. So, and there's always the fine print. So you have to know about the fine print. For example, there was a law which was passed where by law, the food chains or people who sell food have to mention how much calories are in each serving, right? That was a big problem for these folks. So what they did, because if I put like, hey, this milkshake have 1,000 calories, and your daily diet plan is tells you only 1,200 calories a day to lose weight, nobody's gonna, in their conscious mind, is gonna be comfortable in drinking that milkshake, for example, right? So what they did, they made a fine print. These guys, the big food mafia, they made something common trick of the hat. Put like 100 calories in big bold letters, and they say from fat. Then put 900 calories in very fine print, for which you need probably a magnifying glass of a higher nature to know there's 1,100 calories from other sources, carbohydrates and proteins and stuff like that. Most people think that it's calorie from the fat which matters. Actually, it's the opposite. If you eat more fat, it's paradoxical. You lose more weight. And again, this is a big science behind it. That's why all the keto diets, they're heavily fat-based diets, but they are low in calories. So it's all about the calories, the total calories, not the calories coming from fat or carbohydrate or protein, when it comes to the weight loss. Very simple maths. Weight loss is equal to what you eat, what you burn, and then your basal metabolic rate. Like the basal metabolic rate is another concept that means how much calories are you burning without doing anything. If you're sitting in a chair, like an idle car in a parking lot, how much gas is burning per hour, for example, or per day in that case. So higher your basal metabolic rate, the more easy you're gonna burn the fat or calories or weight, and then less you eat. Now, exercise is a big, another, I will call it like misguided principle in the nature of the weight loss. On the TV, you see a lot of infomercials like, do 100 push-ups, do reverse push-ups, do push-up with one hand, do curls, this and that. You will lose weight. That's not true. Our body being very efficient, we lose very little calories when we do a lot of exercise. And that's by our genetic makeup. Back in the days when we were, caveman or cavewoman, I guess, at that time,
now you can catch up with all of our previous shows on all Roku devices. Simply search for the Dr. Fazil Show channel and add it to your home screen. View our videos online by visiting our website at www.drfazilshow.com. Our videos are available on YouTube by searching for The Dr. Fazil Show. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. The Dr. Fazil Show is available in multiple provider office waiting rooms across Yuma, Arizona. Don't forget to get your copy of Health Tips magazine and read about this interview, currently distributed across Yuma, Arizona.
Our body have evolved where we could use very little calories to do maximal work because the food was scarce back then. There was no fast food, there was no drive-thrus, there was no buy one, get two deals. You had to really hunt every day to survive. And that's why the body have evolved over the last thousands of years where you can use very little calories to do a lot of things. That's why it's so difficult to lose weight with the exercise. I mean, I can give you an example. If you take one donut for 500 calories, one donut, right? You will have to run 2 to 3 miles just to lose that one donut. Now, if you eat 2 donuts, you're doing marathon, right? So most people have arthritis and other joint issues or other medical issues. They cannot do that much exercise anyway. They all indirectly are due to the weight, right? So point I'm trying to make is that, okay, I'm not against exercise. Exercise is good for your heart and muscles and your well-being and your mental and physical health, but that's not the answer for the weight loss. The weight loss is always about amount of calories you eat every day. So this is what you're burning every day. This is what you're eating. If they are the same, then you're gonna keep your weight at the same levels. No, a lot of software online can tell you with your age, your gender, your height, and your current weight, how much calories you need to take every day in order to lose weight. I tell you, the most of the time, I have found that if you take 1,200 calories, total calories a day, forget about exercise or anything else, then you will lose 4 to 8 pounds of, 2 pounds per week, so that's like 8 pounds in a month, give or take. Most people, they worried about like a healthy diet. When they say healthy diet, they talk about vegetables and fruits. Well, the problem is they might be healthy in other sense that they might not have salt and other things in there, but they might not be healthy for weight loss because most fruits have a lot of fructose, which is sugar, and they are high in calories. So that's not your answer. As I said, you actually lose more fat by eating fatty food. I'm not recommending it because it has its downside as well, like high cholesterol and causing other medical conditions aggravated, but just for the weight loss sake. So it's not really matters like what you eat. So don't worry about like, I'm going to eat a lot of fruit and healthy food per se, quote unquote, to lose weight or do a lot of exercise to lose weight. It's all about total calories per day. So again, everybody's different. The bigger you are, more calories you can eat to lose weight. But if you just in the nutshell, if you eat 1,200 calories a day diet, you will lose around 8 pounds per week, and that's a lot. I mean, that's like a natural slow weight loss is better than losing fast, because if you lose fast, you will gain it right back because it's not sustainable. Like people do in keto diet, they eat like 800 calories a day. The definition of keto diet is like 800 calories, and you can lose weight very fast. The problem with that thing is two things. First is like obviously it's not sustainable. I mean, that's only okay if you are having a medical emergency or you're getting like married, for example, and you want to lose weight in 2 months or 3 months, because you're going to jump right back to your normal eating habits, because it's not sustainable. And most of these plans, food plans, are not sustainable because you have to buy them. They don't taste well, and they're costly. They are not. It doesn't fit in your lifestyle all the time. You're kind of like stuck with it. So you can do it for a few months, and you're gonna rebound right back to your normal eating habits. So you have to change your eating habits. But to change the eating habit, you have to know how much. So again, I said 1,200 calories. The question is like, how would I know how much is calories in each food, each serving? There's a lot of sources on the website, on internet. We have our weightlossofyuma.com website as well. The tools, but again, you can Google search it, or there's free tools available everywhere, which can tell you how many total calories, not from the fat, total calories are in each serving. And then you have to know how many servings are you eating as well. So you have to make sure that you do all that. There are a lot of free software which you can just plug in your cell phone or on the computer, and then add it up, and eventually you will remember it. So next time, because most people tend to eat the same kind of food for a period of time, so they will actually know, okay, this is 200 calories, that's 300 calories, that's 1,000 calories, I'm going to stay away from that. Some days you can have a little bit more, but the next day you have to offset that by eating less. So on the average, if you stay on that level, you should be fine. Now you have other medical conditions you have to be careful, like diabetes. You don't want to get like hypoglycemic. So in that way, if you're doing all that, you have to adjust your medication as well. So if you are actually doing weight loss and you have medical conditions and you do qualify for medical weight loss, that means you have a BMI of 30 or more, plus you have a medical condition, most of your insurances would cover medical weight loss. So it's important to be supervised by a medical professional when you're doing such kind of weight loss if you have medical conditions, because if you have a hypertension, your blood pressure will drop. If you lose 5 pounds, even 5 pounds, your blood pressure will drop. So we will have to lower the medications as well, so you don't pass out, you don't become faint, you don't faint. If you're diabetic, we have to lower the diabetic medication, because it's important. Here's a very important point. Please pay attention to this point. Now, if you have diabetes and you try to cut down the calories to lose weight, your sugar drops. What happens? They eat more, right? So it's a chain reaction. You are doing in a vicious cycle. You're following your own tail. What should have happened is that you should actually lower your diabetic medication so you can eat less. Most providers would, if they're missing the point, they would actually say, oh, well, make sure you're not hypoglycemic, eat more, and blah, blah, blah. Then you are going back into your same old format, Now, people always want some magic medication. I know there's a lot of medication out there which are help you lose weight, but they have side effects. They're expensive. They're not sustainable. And we don't know what their long-term side effects are, I mean, like fen back in the days was very common weight loss drug. Years later, people start to have lung fibrosis, heart failures, and they have a miserable death, and they have to pull the medication from the market. There's the medications which will help to lower your appetite, if you do a food binging, or if you're depressed and you're eating too much food. And there are other medications, but most medications which I have seen are, again, give you 5%, 10% benefit. And they're only useful if you're at the plateau phase and you cannot do it, or you're struggling to lose weight by avoiding food binges, and that medication can help. For example, Zyban or Wellbutrin can help to decrease the food intake. But again, those medications do have side effects. So we can use them intermittently, but not as long-term goal. We can use them, as we need, on case-by-case basis. But again, when we do weight loss, or I'm sure in another weight loss centers, they should check, obviously, at the start of the point that you do not have any metabolic problems like hypothyroidism. If your thyroid function is low, that need to be checked, and make sure there's no other cause of weight gain. For example, swelling or edema in the legs can cause weight gain. See, remember, water is also weight, right? So weight is just not your fat. It is muscles, bones, even stool and fluid edema. So people who have heart failure just start to gain weight. That's a different kind of weight gain, right? That's water. And then those patients typically, with water pills, they lose 20 to 25, 30 pounds within a week, So we're not confusing ourselves with that weight loss. This session is all about the fat weight loss, right, folks? So I think that will give you some kind of general idea of the do's and don'ts of weight loss, get you some tools which you can search either on our website or free on internet, and or your provider can give you those tools. But remember, the only single thing you can do, one thing which you have to pick one thing in your life which you can do for yourself, lose weight. Because you're gonna live longer, you're gonna live healthier, you're gonna look better, you're gonna look younger, and you can take less medications, your life expectancy will increase, and that will reduce burden of the medication you're gonna use. It's all about your mental game. Mostly it's a mind game, you know. It's nothing hidden forces or mystical things. It is all about your mind. Your mind tells you what you eat. Remember, you cannot put, and I'm going to ask, you know, I'm sure everybody's going to say no. Have you ever put like a diesel in a gasoline car, right? You always look 3 times before you put the gas inside your car. So, and you can have more than one car. You can have a different car. You can change your car. So we are so careful in what we put in our cars. We cannot put diesel in the gasoline because it's going to mess up the engine, you know, right? But in the human body, we put everything which we like to put in our mouth, and we expect that it will, you know, body will take care of it. It doesn't happen that way. Remember, unlike cars, you cannot change your body. You have one body, one life, and one yourself. So you have to be careful what you put in your mouth. What goes in, what goes out, garbage in, garbage out. So it's that simple, you know. Folks, it's all about what you eat. Rest is, 5%, 95% of what you eat. So if you're at 1,200 calories, give or take, then you should be good to go. So folks, on that note, I will conclude my show for today. I hope that was beneficial. God bless you. God bless America. Till the next time, Dr. Fazil Show. Thank you so much.